He's also stated that according to the directives of the trust, he has been sent on a leave, and she's also claimed that necessary action will be initiated and action will be taken. This is signed, as you can see, by the principal of the school, Suma Atri, the very lady who tried to shun away the news and state that absolutely nothing has happened in the campus and that this is something that has been fabricated by the media. This letter has, in fact, was an email sent across to a parent, and it is understood, as you can see there, she's quite clearly stated that there was an issue that took place in the school premises which concerned Mr. Arifullah, and based on the directives of the trust, he has been sent to on a 15-day leave. She's also gone ahead and marked it to all parents, is what we understand. It is called a proactive measure. Is it a proactive measure, in fact, is the question that a lot of people will be questioning. But before we get to that, this email is confirmation that yes, an incident did take place in the campus of SSRVM. She claimed earlier on that no incident took place, that a meeting that she had called for with the parents was simply a general agenda meeting, and there was absolutely nothing as such that was discussed. But this email is confirmation that she has sent it across to the parents that this issue took place within the school campus, has been brought to the notice of the SSRVM trust, and based on that, based on the fact that the trust has given certain directives, he has been sent on compulsory leave for 15 days and an inquiry in the matter has been initiated, besides which appropriate action will be taken. We're talking about a PT instructor, Mr. Arifullah, who has been accused of harassment by an class 8 girl, and she has claimed, of course, the minor has claimed that she did not like the way he looked at her. Besides that, sources have also suggested that this particular man has harassed children in the school in the past, especially girls. Keeping all this in mind, keeping in mind what took place in Vibgyor High, there's no doubt that people will go ahead and panic. They will decide that this school too is not safe for children, and the fact that the school has decided to try and hush up the issue once again shows that nobody has learned any lessons from the Vibgyor High episode. Well, we're joined in by Mr. Edward Thomas, who is a CWC member. Mr. Thomas, we're talking about an incident that has come to light from the Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Vidya Mandir. If you are in fact aware of what has taken place, what's the kind of action you believe should be taken against the school?
In the evening, this was actually given by information was being given by some of the newspaper reporters. They asked us whether we have any information. So on that information, we have decided to take a Shiomoto case on this particular case. Now, we have already informed the BEO to go to the place and make an inquiry on this particular issue. And we are also writing to the police. We are also writing to the school, give a report on what has happened and what are the issues.
Right, Mr. Thomas, in fact, have you spoken to the school already? Have you asked them about what happened?
Now, see, we have to write to them.
All right.
So we are already writing to the school.
Okay.
Because that's the reason we have already made an inquiry over the phone. We have already given the BO to reach up there. So now BO is already making the inquiry. Okay.
All right. Also,
now, whatever we do, we can also do over the phone. But at the same time, we have also to write to them officially that these are the requirements from the commission.
Right. Mr. Thomas, do we know if the school has filed any sort of complaint against the teacher?
See, as the information that we have received, there is no complaint has been registered. The particular child who had been complained to the principal has sent this person for a long leave. That's the information that we have received.
All right, all right. Mr. Thomas, also lastly, going by the information we have, it is understood that the instructor looked at the girl in a bad manner. What is the kind of action that can be taken against him?
See, actually, there is something called section sexual harassment. According to section 11, sexual harassment means following the child, maybe, following the child with a sexual intent, or, taking the photographs of the child. The child becomes very uncomfortable. It is not necessary that we need to touch the child, but give a lead with a sexual intent. So, if this has been proved, and the child has just said, okay, the teacher has looked at me, and I am feeling very uncomfortable. Now we need to make an inquiry. Is there anything more than that?
All right, Mr. Thomas. Also, have you tried to interact with the parents of the child as of now?
As of now, nothing. Now the BO has gone. See, we have a very good system. See, when you look at the commission, we should look at this point of view. See, we have the police, we have the education, we have the women and child, we have various departments. When this kind of cases come, they are the one who is to first interact with with all these kind of people. Now, when we are saying that we have taken a suo motu complaint, it is for us to make sure that inquiry goes on the proper order and make sure that everything goes on the right path.
All right.
So right now we are not intending to meet the parent. We are asking all the department to handle it.
All right. Mr. Thomas, also, if in fact the school has tried to hush up the case, what are the kind of norms that they have broken with regards to the POCSO Act? Yeah.
Actually, if the school hush up, section 21 says punishment for failure to report a case.
All right.
See, any sexual harassment that is happening, and if they are aware of that, if information is not given, and there will be, especially for the school, and they will have 1 year of imprisonment.
All right, and this will go out to the management?
This will go to the management, because who are all trying to, to cover up the case, who are all involved in covering up, and what has exactly happened. So we need to make an inquiry. Even actually, Vibroya School also is not only the chairperson. I was listening to your conversation. It is not only the particular chairperson. Now there must be many people who knew about this incident.
Absolutely.
So all this inquiry will be done on the teachers or the management who are all trying to cover that. So it will come on to each individual. I think police is making an inquiry on that.
Right. Mr. Thomas, also, of course, considering that the school has sent Mr. Arifullah on a long leave, what do you have to say about that?
Actually, school may not be aware of these kind of things. See, how can you send somebody, the moment there is a complaint, send him for long leave? There is nothing about a long leave. The school should have made an inquiry on that and fix him on what he has done. He has to give explanation. I think this is a type of escapism that the school is doing. Sending for a long leave, or the school may not be aware of the new act.
Right. Mr. Thomas, thank you so much for talking to News9 and sharing your expert opinion with us. That is, of course, CWC member Mr. Edward Thomas saying that as of now they do not have much information, but they have already begun the process of collecting and gathering whatever they do know about the case. An inquiry has begun where the BEO has been ordered to start his inquiry. Besides that, they've written to the cops. They're also going to write to the school to find out exactly what took place. Remember, in this particular case, we're talking about a little girl, a minor, going ahead and filing a complaint with the school stating that she did not like the way an instructor, Arifullah, looked at her. The principal tried to go ahead and wash her hands off the incident. When the media asked her about this, they've gone ahead and denied it, saying that it has been fabricated. And after that, of course, Mr. Thomas has stated that if the school has failed to go ahead and bring this issue to light, it is understood that they could be booked under section 21 of the POCSO Act, which quite clearly states that it is a failure to report a case, any sexual harassment case, in fact, and could bring about 1 year of imprisonment for the school management. Only upon investigations will be able to find out exactly who falls under the bracket of that school management there. But besides that, this is a very, very serious case. While it isn't as grave as what happened in Vibgyor High, what is highlighted here is that the school, instead of setting an example, instead of setting a precedent for all other schools, has gone ahead and decided to do pretty much what Vibgyor High did, and that is to hush up the issue. They've sent the instructor in question here, Arifullah, on a 15-day long leave, and the principal, Sumi Atri, went on to state that no incident has taken place. Besides which, we've now found this email which quite clearly states that an incident did take place and it was reported. In fact, what I'm about to read out to you is an email that was sent out on 24th July. Remember, the complaint was filed on 21st July. 3 days later, the principal has written to the parents stating, and I quote, "This is to bring to your kind notice that there was a concern regarding one of our PT instructor, Mr. Arifullah's conduct in the school premises. The same has been brought to the notice of SSRVM Trust. According to the directors of the trust, he has been sent on a compulsory leave. An inquiry in the matter has been initiated and appropriate action shall be taken judiciously. Regards, Suma Atri." Signed, Suma Atri, Principal, SSRVM. And if this email is not enough confirmation from the school that an incident did in fact take place, it looks like they will have to go ahead and file a report with the CWC. The BEO is going to be present today. The police are also getting involved, so keeping all this in light. It's not long that they're going to be able to hush up this issue if something has in fact taken place on the campus of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Vidya Mandir. And to once again highlight exactly what took place, a complaint was filed on July 21st where a girl, a class 8 girl, a minor, complained that she did not like the way physical education instructor D. Arifullah was looking at her, and we understand that a warning for misconduct was sent across the very next day, and he's been asked to go on a 15-day leave from Thursday. And after that, of course, we understand that no action has been taken. The police weren't notified, the CWC wasn't notified, and no action was taken. This email was sent out, and even as a meet took place on Friday morning with the school management and the parents, Miss Suma Atri, the principal, went on to shun it aside and stated that it was not with regards to this particular incident. And of course, we understand that the Child Rights Commission has filed a suo motu notice and has called for all the information there is about this particular case to highlight exactly how this particular case also comes under harassment. It is understood that any form of harassment, even if it does not involve touch but holds sexual intent, is a crime in this of course the case of the POCSO. The POCSO clearly says this out, that even if there was no physical contact, it can still be any form of harassment that had sexual intent. And that's what the girl has stated, that Arifullah was someone who looked at her in a very wrong manner. And sources have also stated that he has harassed many students in the past as well. Not the best of controversies for SSRVM to be involved in there. And we understand, according to Mr. Edward Thomas, that if the school has gone ahead and hidden information, they will be under section 21, which involves 1 year of imprisonment for the school management. And of course, this is with regards to if they fail to report any case of sexual harassment. An incident that is very reminiscent of what took place in Vibgyor High. There's no doubt that if the CWC, the police, or anyone else for that matter finds that the school hid in information intentionally to in fact cover up for the school, they will be brought to task.